captains for Gatlinburg-Pittman High School are number 5, Houstonburg, number 16, Levi Hill, number 33, Caleb Ferguson, and number 88, Reese Cole. You'll see those folks in a few minutes in the middle of the field. Once again, I would really like to welcome those folks below the tunnel in Pigeon Forge up here to Gatlinburg-Pittman High School tonight. While it is a big rivalry game, our towns are 5 miles apart, and we're all good friends. We always need to keep that in mind. Thank you. Tonight, we would like to show our sincere appreciation to the senior football players, cheerleaders, athletic trainers, band, volleyball, golf, cross country, and girls soccer teams, and their parents. These dedicated young men and young women have worked extremely hard to represent Gatlinburg-Pittman High School in a positive way. We applaud their hard work, their dedication, and their loyalty to Gatlinburg-Pittman High School. I will announce each one in turn with their parents. If you would, let's hold our applause till the end. Thank you so very much. And now, introducing the football players and their parents. Mr. Houston Bird is the son of Vicky Bird and Daryl Bird. Mr. Reese Cole is the son of Dottie and Charlie Cole. Mr. Adam Dillner is the son of Jill and Tom Dillner. Mr. Jacob Ferguson is the son of Wendy Ferguson. Mr. Levi Hill is the son of Tim Hill. Mr. Branson James is the son of Amy and Chuck James. Branson is also a member of the golf team. Mr. Xander Morales is the son of Bridget Navarro Ortiz. Mr. Lorenzo Perez is the son of Sarah and Travis Brooks. Mr. Jacob Schultz is the son of Brenda and Mark Schultz. Mr. Cade Simpson is the son of Kim and Chuck Simpson. Let's give a round of applause to our senior football players. And now, our lovely cheerleaders and their parents. Miss Abrielle Bales is the daughter of Amanda and Adam Bales. Miss Kensley Helton is the daughter of Stephanie and Gary Helton. Miss Ryan Omby is the daughter of Megan and Jeff Omby. Miss Godiva Reagan is the daughter of Lori and Lee Reagan. Miss Gretchen Wade is the daughter of Tasha and Zach Wade. Let's hear a round of applause for our senior cheerleaders tonight. And our hardworking athletic trainer and her parents. Miss Janae Gaff is the daughter of Shayna and Brett Gaff. A round of applause to our senior trainer. And now, our senior band members and their parents. Mr. Kendall Abston is the son of Tiffany Faulkner and Zach Abston. Miss Elena Valentine Petty is the daughter of Sarah and Robert Parker. Mr. Max Evans is the son of Jennifer McPherson Evans and Lawrence Evans. Miss Jerry Lynn Mitchell is the daughter of Audrea and Adam Potter. Miss Anna Munt is the daughter of Michelle Munt. Mr. Jackson Smith is the son of Cassie and Brad Smith. Mr. John Tate is the son of Sally and Wynn Helton and Roseanne and Brian Tate. Folks, give it up for our senior band members. And now, our senior volleyball team members and their parents. Miss Cadence Akers is the daughter of Michelle Starton and Brian Akers. Miss Landis Clinton is the daughter of Julia and Howard Clinton. Miss Molly McCarter is the daughter of Amy McCarter and Mike McCarter. Miss Kaylee Smith is the daughter of Billy and Erica Grandstad and Timothy Smith. Kaylee is also a member of the cheerleading team. Miss Lily Stinnett is the daughter of Megan and Gary Stinnett. Lily is also a member of the cross-country team. Miss Kaylee Yates is the daughter of Carrie and Kevin Yates. Let's give it up for our team. And now, our senior golf team members and their parents. Mr. Preston Johns is the son of Sharice and Yancey Johns. Mr. Justin McCarty is the son of Holly and Billy McCarty. A warm round of applause for our senior golf team members and their parents. And now, our senior girls soccer team members and their parents. Miss Eliza Fowler Bettis is the daughter of Sarah and Eric Bettis. Miss Ellie Fuller is the daughter of Shanna and Dennis Fuller. Miss Kirby McCollister is the daughter of Alicia and Steve McCollister. Miss Laura Rivera is the daughter of Leslie Lamont and Cesar Rivera. Miss Katia Palacios is the daughter of Merlin Mahea. Let's give it up for our girls soccer team. And now, our senior cross-country team members and their parents. Mr. Sam Fulton is the son of Trisha Fulton. Miss Emma Hamilton is the daughter of Cindy and Dean Hamilton. Miss Megan Heckman is the daughter of Alyssa and Chris Heckman. Mr. Jeffrey Tercio Sierra is the son of Carmelina Sierra. Give it up for our senior cross-country team members and their parents. These seniors from the class of 2022 exemplify the spirit of excellence, which has come to be known as Blue and Gold Pride. Thank you for your hard work this season, and most of all, thank you, parents. Now, everyone, one more big round of applause for all of our seniors. Tonight, Knoxville Officials Association, we have a referee John Ward, umpire Jeff Hall, line judge Reno Hall, head linesman Dale Brandy, back judge Jeremy White, side judge Jared White, field judge Sean Tyrell, clock operator Brandon Howes, and the 25-second clock operator Scott Martin. Tonight, we welcome our guests, Gatlinburg-Pittman Junior High School 8th grade band and Pigeon High School marching band to join our marching Highlanders in the playing of our national anthem. October is recognized nationwide as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Gatlinburg-Pittman High School would like to take a moment to honor all our families that have been affected by breast cancer. The Gatlinburg-Pittman High School football players are presenting an arrangement of flowers to honor all their family members or friends whose lives have been touched in some way by breast cancer. At this time, will all breast cancer survivors and any family members from both Gatlinburg-Pittman and Pigeon Forge that have been affected by this terrible disease please stand and be recognized for your courage and determination in continuing the fight against breast cancer. Tonight, we honor you and all you stand for. Everyone, please join them in standing, and men, remove your caps to honor all affected with cancer, as we have in all times past. Thank you. Band, the field is yours. Again, tonight we welcome our guest, Gatlinburg-Pittman Junior High School 8th grade band and Pigeon Forge High School marching band to join our marching Highlanders in the playing of our national anthem.
Hello, football fans, Gatlinburg-Pittman football fans. Marty Nicey, along with Rob Younger, Randall Bryan, Tana Trenum, Kevin Tierney, and some special guest students up here tonight we'll introduce later. What else do you need to say? Thursday night, TV game, rivalry game, Rob, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg playing for second place in the region behind Alcoa. Important game because tonight's winner finishes second, gets the second seed, and hosts the first round playoff game. Rob, you can throw out the records.
Marty, I don't think these kids are thinking about playoff position, home field, or going away. I think this is the biggest football game of their year. For the seniors, it's the biggest football game of their life. This is the biggest rival in Sevier County now, and it has been for 21 years, ever since they created Pigeon Forge High School. And this is the game that everybody looks forward to, Marty, and we couldn't have done better scheduling it the last football game of the season, but it is going to be a great football game. And, Marty, it's going to be a tough game for both teams. Both the teams coming in here 6-3, 3-1 in the district. Pigeon Forge is riding a 4-game winning streak. Gatlinburg-Pittman's on a 5-game winning streak. And both of them teams. Gatlinburg-Pittman has a very prolific offense. They have scored 296 points. We've had 177 points scored against us. On the other hand, Pigeon Forge has one of the best defenses in the state. They've only scored 175, but they've only given up 68 points. That's 9 points a game in the 7 games that they've played.
Of course, yes. I did not play Alcoa. Those stats would be skewed a little bit different if they had played Alcoa. Rob, GP, Pigeon Forge have played 21 times. GP has won 17 of those games against Pigeon Forge.
And, Marty, that's true. But the big stat, in my opinion, is that these Pigeon Forge seniors, and they're a really good group, especially a strong group on defense, they have never beat Gatlinburg-Pittman. And you know that those coaches have hammered that into them all week. They're a group that takes a lot of pride on their defense, and they've got some great leaders like number 22, Brady Maples, number 3, Noah Dyer, and number 6, Mason Schultz, and those kids will be the captains for tonight. But it's a good football team. Marty, both teams are extremely well coached. I think we've got 2 of the best head coaches in East Tennessee, and Scott Meadows and Coach Brad Wagner, a first-year coach at GP. It's going to be a great game tonight.
Weather could be a factor. GP probably would prefer a completely dry field. Pigeon Forge, primarily a ground team, likes to stay ahead. Coach Meadows, in fact, said it was very important for them to do well on first down tonight and not get behind the chains.
Well, Marty, the weather is definitely in Pigeon Forge's favor. They are a ground and pound team. They come out with his smoke and mirrors wing tee, try to get 3.5 to 4 yards a carry. Gatlinburg-Pittman has kind of morphed their offense when they realized with the improvement of Brady Hammonds and the great receivers that we have. We run the football, but, Marty, we also throw the ball a lot. And, of course, tonight's weather is not great for throwing.
As we mentioned, playing for second place in the region behind Alcoa. The winner tonight will play the third-place team in the Upper East Tennessee District, and teams playing Chucky Doak and West Green playing each other tonight. Yes. So, GP wins. They'll play the loser of the Chucky Doak and West Green game and host it here. If Pigeon Forge won tonight, Pigeon Forge would host the game. GP would travel to the second-place team, the winner of tonight's game between Chucky Doak and West Green. So, forget about that all right now. It's Gatlinburg-Pigeon Forge here at Hammond Stadium, Legion Field, the Mountain Thicket, and it's about time for football. It is a TV game tonight, Rivalry Thursday, so there will be some timeouts. There'll be some more timeouts than usual. Rob and I will do our best. We have some information, some sponsors to recognize, and some information about other teams at GP and their successes this fall. So we'll try to keep it entertaining. Hope you enjoy this broadcast. Rebroadcast of this live stream can be seen on channel 193 Charter Cable anywhere in Sevier County, or on GAT TV, GATTV.com, and on YouTube. So buckle up. It's about to get real.
Everybody here and everybody's pumped. Our student section is absolutely full. It's pink out night. The stands are full. The Pigeon Forge stands are full. Marty, both teams are excited. But one thing that we haven't talked about, we've talked about all the offensive and defensive stats and records and all that. Both teams have excellent special teams. Pigeon Forge has Coach Kenny Ratledge. He's kind of a special teams guru. Watching them, they've got a great kickoff. They've got great special teams, as does Gatlinburg-Pittman. So it's going to be interesting. We've got a kicker that can put it in the end zone, but he hasn't kicked on a cold, rainy night. But there's going to be some sparks to fly here in just a few seconds.
As we get ready for kickoff, the rain has let up. It was a pretty good downpour about 5 minutes ago, but it still is misting very lightly.
So Marty Carlton Giesling is lined up. Ready to kick off. You see Reese Cole right there in the middle. You see number 11 for the Highlanders, Anthony Garcia. He made a couple big hits on the special teams last week. See Jacob Ferguson, 33 on the hash.
And GP chooses to pooch kick. It's fielded at the 32 by an up-back who gets fairly good return out to the 43. Obviously that was by design, Rob. I don't know about their deep returners, but that's a little bit surprising.
Marty, they do have a good return game. I watched 3 different films of them today. I watched the Sevier County film, the AE film, and a little bit of the Scott County film, and they do have a good return game. But that's giving them a little bit too much on this opening kickoff.
Tyson McFall at quarterback. The shift. McFall hands off the left side, has running room into the secondary. Has the first down and more, finally tackled out of bounds.
Well, Marty, that's just classic wing T stuff. You see a great down block by their wing back. You see Burkett steps up across the line of scrimmage and gets blocked out. And Highlanders are just slow getting to the football, but just classic wing T right there.
That was 35, Aiden Littles, who's probably recognized as their best running back.
And Marty, they had a double team, looked like on Cade Simpson with the offensive tackle and the wing back. Kicked out Burkett, and boy, just classic wing T football.
1st and 10, Pigeon Forge. Man in motion across the formation. McFall, handoff again off the right side into the secondary. That's number 14 for Pigeon Forge, Aiden Howard.
And Marty, one thing that you've got to do is you look at the left guard and right guard. You've got to follow those guys. They're going to take you to the football. They're going to pull or trap and kick out. And we're just slow running to the football. And I know every time you play a wing T team, at the first of the game, it's hard to recognize the plays and find the football. But Ferguson and Hill have got to get their keys, and they've got to find the ball and fill the hole.
McFall, shotgun. Handoff Howard. Met at the line, but the surge ball is loose in the secondary. Recovered by Pigeon Forge if he wasn't ruled down.
Marty, that was number 58, our defensive tackle, Cade Simpson, and you see he got a good read right there. He's kind of going to fall down in there. Got a good hat on the ball, knocked it out, and ball got a Pigeon Forge bounce.
So that's 3 running plays for Pigeon Forge, 3 first downs. 1st and 10, Gatlinburg-Pittman 22-yard line. McFall's in the shotgun, 2 wideouts, 3 wideouts far side. Man in motion, handoff. Hit in the backfield, tackled for a loss.
And Marty, that's number 33, Jacob Ferguson, Gatlinburg-Pittman's leading tackler. He had about 6 or 7 of those last week. You see him right there getting a great read. And I mean, he just comes across the line of scrimmage and just swallows that up.
That was Brady Maples on the carry.
And Marty, it does take a few plays to recognize when you're playing the wing T. There's pulling, there's down blocking, and a little bit of motion back there. As Coach Meadows' offense is known as smoke and mirrors.
So McFall's in the shotgun, 2 backs with him, handoff left side. I think that was Littles. Pile keeps moving.
And Marty, that is a Pigeon Forge victory right there. That is a big momentum builder when they keep pushing the ball right there. pushing the pile.
So 9-yard gain there will bring up a 3rd and 3 after they had him stopped, looked like for a gain of about 3.
Marty, big play for Pigeon Forge. And anytime you can push the pile back like that and keep it moving, that's got Pack at nose guard.
2 wide outs near side. McFall single back. Hand off to him up the middle, and he's met. It will not be a first down. It will bring up a 4th down.
And Marty, another great play by number 58, Cade Simpson. He's the defensive tackle at the bottom of the screen. Just reads it, beats the trap block, and just absolutely engulfed that runner.
So 4th down and 3. Pigeon Forge sends their field goal kicker on. Pigeon Forge field goal kicker in warm-ups was good up to 45 yards. Of course, that was with no rush, but he got plenty of leg. And he missed that one wide right, no good. So GP, after giving up 3 straight first downs, stiffens up, stops Pigeon Forge, and will have it 1st and 10.
And that was just an outright miss. Not a lot of pressure by the Highlanders, but Marty lucky to get the ball back on this opening series. Pigeon Forge was running the ball really well there, and then we kind of started recognizing things and really stuffed them.
So GP, 1st and 10 at the 20.
And Marty, it's great to have number 55, Luciano Lopez, back in that starting lineup. He was out last week with a hurt back.
Brady Hammonds, snap, handoff Hill, left side into the secondary. Going to be a gain of about 8. Pretty good tackle, sent him flying.
Levi Hill, Marty hits by the time he gets to the line of scrimmage, he's going full speed, and great effort right here. You kind of see a heavy package here. You got Luciano Lopez actually lined up at a left tight end.
So 2nd and 2 for GP. Cole goes in motion. Handoff. Hill again looks for a hole. It's not there. He's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. Little hesitation looking for a hole that wasn't there.
And Marty, that's one of the times where he probably should have just cut the ball back. You see, great job by number 6. Schultz over there at the top of their defensive tackle. He's just going to get great penetration right there. He's the one that made that play.
There was a cutback lane there. So 3rd and 3.
And of course, that's Mason Schultz. His dad, Matthew Schultz, played here, went on to play at Tusculum College, and was, I think, an All-American, but one of our great linemen from Gatlinburg-Pittman.
Single wide outs both sides. Official signals a timeout. GP. Coach Wagner asked for a timeout. 1st timeout of the night for GP. With timeout. 7:30 left to go here in this 1st quarter. No score. And we have a TV timeout. I'd like to thank our sponsors. Take time to thank some of our primary sponsors. Greenbrier Bee Company, Ripley's Aquarium, and Smart Processing, owned by Chris Reese, former GP standout, a local provider of credit card processing and point-of-sale solutions, office in Sevierville. They serve over 500 customers across East Tennessee and Western North Carolina.
And Marty, so far we're seeing what we expected to see.
The rain has just about still misting, but it's not a downpour like it was. But I'd say ball will still be wet right now.
Marty, Pigeon Forge has 3 good guys up front. They got Caleb Wolf, whose grandmother lives just right across the street here, Claudette Kinlig, and her daughters went to Gatlinburg-Pittman. They've got a great nose guard, and of course Mason Schultz at the right tackle. But one thing about Pigeon Forge is they have really fast linebackers. Their linebackers can really run, and really one thing we were talking about, they're great. They can cover passes. So do a great job covering running backs, covering the out route. And one thing that we've made a good living out of lately is going into trips, maybe motion into trips, running 2 receivers off and running into the flats underneath. But Pigeon Forge is as good a defense as everybody talked about. Marty, even with the rain, a full house tonight. The bleachers are full. Everybody standing up by the concession stands. That area is full. Student section is really rocking tonight. And, of course, Pigeon Forge brought a full house.
Rob, I wonder how difficult it is for a high school team. Obviously, don't play very many television games, and you like to get some momentum and get into the flow of the game and then have to deal with TV timeouts.
Well, Marty, I can just tell you as a 300-plus pound lineman, it's great. Oxygen is more important than momentum at some point.
3rd and 3.
And Marty, here's that unbalanced look that we did not run last week against Scott County. Luciano Lopez didn't play. Got one guy on the other side of the center.
Man in motion, Cole.
Basically 2 tackles plus a tight end.
Pass is incomplete, underthrown. Would have been a first down, so brings up a 4th down. Gatlinburg-Pittman will have to punt.
Just didn't get it to him, Marty. Look, just didn't get his shoulders around, step into it, and throw it. He was wide open. That would have been a Houston Bird for a first down.
Aiden Jeanette deep to punt. Pigeon Forge looks like they could come after this. Now they peel off for the return. Punt has good height. Fielded dangerously by Pigeon Forge, where they'll put it in play 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line. Here's the replay.
Marty, I was a little worried that we may be too close to the football when he caught it right there. You've got to give that guy a halo. But again, Pigeon Forge takes over the ball basically at midfield. Marty, you've got one player out tonight, Tegan Avera, the great freshman that counts for a lot of these rushing and receiving yards for the Highlanders, plus a lot of return yards, and as well as a good defensive player. He's out with a hurt knee this week.
So Pigeon Forge, their second offensive possession of the game. Single back in the backfield behind McFalls, man in motion. Handoff, Littles. Going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward for a gain of about 4.
Marty, one thing, Gatlinburg-Pittman in the last few plays doing a better job recognizing the play, finding the football. But one problem is that the line surge and the surge of the running back is going the wrong direction. We're going to have to stuff it and knock them backwards.
2nd and 6. Handoff, Littles tries to get outside. Gets outside. Makes one man miss. Is tackled just short of the first down marker. Will bring up a 3rd and 1.
And Marty, see Whitman Whaley at this outside linebacker. He does a pretty good job of playing it right there. Should have kept his outside arm free and not let it get outside of him. Needed some blue jerseys there a little bit quicker. See Carlos Orr coming up from his safety position and making the play. We were talking about him pregame, just how hard he comes up on run support. I mean, when he reads the play and he comes up and brings it.
3rd and 1. Brady Maples in a wildcat formation, hands off number 7, and he'll have the first down and more.
And Marty, one thing you'll notice, this is a formation I saw several times. They've got 2 wings right there behind each other, and both of those guys are just going to down block, and they've got their left and right guard. They've got both guards pulling and trapping and kicking out. And that time they ran it just like they drew it up on the chalkboard.
That was Bryce Effler on the carry for Pigeon Forge. So 1st and 10. Ball on the GP 44-yard line. McFalls rolls out, looks to throw. Overthrows the wide receiver. Will bring up a 2nd and 10. And Rob, Pigeon Forge doesn't want 2nd and long and 3rd and long.
They don't. Good job by Luke Burkett right here. That may have been the reason that pass was incomplete. Luke Burkett read it, got his hands up. Not sure that he didn't tip that ball.
2nd and 10. McFalls in the shotgun. 3 wide outs near side. Man in motion. Handoff. Number 14 is going to be tackled for basically no gain.
Marty, great job by number 55, Luciano Lopez. He's the defensive tackle at the top of the screen. And you see him right there. He's going to get a great read. Actually, that was our nose guard. That was Kuba Pack. And Marty Kuba went out with a hurt knee last week, and I was really worried about him. He's been a mainstay in the middle of that line, but great job by number 50, Kuba Pack.
So, 3rd and 10. Two wide outs near side, single wide out far side. McFall's in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, looks out into the flat, uncovered. And depending on the mark.
Marty, I think it's going to be about a yard short.
Going to be about 2 yards short. We'll bring up a 4th and 2.
I'll be very surprised if Pigeon Forge doesn't go for this.
And Rob, they put the man in motion across the formation, just straight on out into the flat, and nobody really picked him up.
And Marty basically motioned to twins. I don't know that that we had anybody slide out there and cover him.
So 4th and 2.
Marty
back to Brady Maples at the quarterback.
Double wings to both sides. Quarterback fumbled the ball, had a good opportunity to stop him.
He's going to be short. It'll be GP. GP will take over on downs.
And Marty, had he not, well, I'm not sure. But one thing I still don't like, Marty, is Pigeon Forge's forward lane is still going their way. Good stop by the Highlanders.
So the GP Highlanders start off with better field position on this second offensive possession. 1st and 10 on their own 35. And it looks like the rain may have stopped. Hammonds, 2 wide outs far side. Handoff Hill, left side. Breaks the first tackle, and he falls forward. Gain of about 6. We'll bring up a 2nd and 4.
Marty, classic Bill Sharp defense, 3-4, cover 2. Not going to see him get out of that cover 2 very often. They don't play a lot of man defense. But thinking that Brady Hammonds was going to throw the ball, you'd think they'd have some blitz packages in tonight.
GP had the man in the slot that actually was open that time. Hill breaks the tackle.
Nice.
Has the first down.
Nice play by Levi Hill. You see Pigeon Forge, number 22, great outside linebacker. Brady Maples does a good job reading it, does a great job getting off his block. Hill gives him a good stiff arm. Cannot arm tackle Levi Hill. Great run by number 16.
So 1st and 10, GP. Ball on the 47-yard line of GP.
And Marty Hill has 738 yards after 9 football games, 9 touchdowns, averaging 6 yards a carry.
Handoff Hill, left side. Bounces off one. Tackle is finally brought down after a gain of about 5. Rob, early in the game, GP has locked the left side.
Marty, good job blocking by the left side of that Highlanders offense. You see Kuba Pack pulling around from his right guard position, making a good block. See Jacob Ferguson, number 33. Marty, he's a blocking tight end, although he does have a few catches.
2nd and a long 5. Hammonds, handoff right side. Hill sticks it up in there and is stopped after a gain of about 2. We'll make it 3rd
and Marty, I tell you what, we mentioned Jacob Ferguson, number 25 for the Pigeon Forge Tigers. Wolf is a good defensive tackle. Jacob Ferguson did a great job blocking him there.
So 3rd, I will say 4. 2 wide outs far side. Right now, Pigeon Forge does not have it covered. There is an open man there, and it was deflected. If that pass had not been deflected, Rob, they did not have that covered. It was a first. Oh, will bring up a 4th down.
Marty, I thought they had Deuce Orr in the backfield. I thought they were going to give him the ball.
So GP will bring Jeanette, the punter, in. That's the second time Pigeon Forge has failed to get a defender out on a 2 wideouts for GP. Jeanette takes his time because no rush. Beautiful punt. Fair catch called for. It's fumbled, and it's who's it recovered by? I believe GP recovered it. GP with the fumble recovery will have it 1st and 10 at the Pigeon Forge 13-yard line.
And Marty, great punt. Recovery by Jacob Ferguson. Great linebacker, tight end, special teams player. Marty, one thing you know is a little bit about punting. Once that ball noses over, it's going to sail and make it a little bit harder to catch. He just misread it just a little bit. And, boy, Gatlinburg-Pittman gets a good break right there.
So GP 1st and 10. Hammond shotgun. He fumbles it, picks it up, goes on the scramble, turns it upfield, gets across the 10-yard line. Good job of Brady making the most out of a bad situation there after the fumble snap. Here's the replay.
And Marty, one thing about that Pigeon Forge defense, they do have great closing speed.
So it will bring up a 2nd and I'm going to say 6. 2 wideouts near side. Hammonds. Handoff. And that's number 2 for Gatlinburg-Pittman. Carlos Orr in the backfield.
And Marty, one thing that seems like our running backs are doing tonight, Hill included, it seems like they're just kind of waiting to read the blocks rather than just getting to their aiming point. And they're kind of hesitating, reading the blocks, but usually Hill comes out of that 2-point stance like he's shot out of a cannon. And Marty, there's that great offensive line, 52, Luke Burkett, 57, Lorenzo Perez, Cade Simpson at center, Cuba Pack at right guard, Luciano Lopez at right tackle, and Ferguson and Reese Cole as the tight ends.
Drops back. Going to be pressured, throws into the end zone, and Paul was almost intercepted. Just waited too late that time.
If the slot was open right there, he didn't see it in time, didn't get rid of it, and a rare bad decision that you'll see Brady Hammonds make. I mean, he threw that into triple coverage. That one, Marty, probably should have just pulled down and ran it.
So after having extremely good field position, Pigeon Forge defense bows up, stops GP. GP will attempt the field goal from the 16-yard line, making it a 26-yard field goal. Bird to hold. Snap is down, kick is up, and is blocked.
Good grief.
So somebody will watch here. Somebody did not get, because it looked like the snap and two people came off the outside. One of them, the inside guy, should have been blocked, and he wasn't.
And they came outside our right wing. And Marty, I don't know if the snap was slow and the hold was slow, but timing just wasn't there. And the Highlanders blew a big opportunity on the fumble punt right there.
So Pigeon Forge will have it 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. 2 wideouts near side. McFall's in the shotgun. Handoff Littles is met in the backfield. Still manages to get a yard or two out of it. There is a flag on the play.
And Marty, initial hit was by Lopez.
It's either a hold or a face mask, and I think I might have seen a hand on the face mask.
And Marty, one thing that's just really going to have to stop, we are not stopping their forward momentum. They're getting blockers behind the running back, pushing them forward.
We'll see what the call is. It is a face mask against GP.
And Marty, that's the 30th penalty on the football season. and just right under 200 yards in penalties.
And Coach Wagner is out. He walked out on the field to have a conversation with the official, and he's still having a conversation with the official over there. There was something about that he did not like.
And Marty, he was standing right there about 10 feet away from it.
So I guess on the penalty you have one untimed down because the time has run out in the first quarter. 2 wide outs, near side, McFalls. Handoff Littles, I think. This time GP stands him up and the whistle's blown this time. Forward progress stopped. So after a gain of 2 yards, we'll bring up a 2nd and 8. It is the quarter. We have timeout for the quarter. Rob, we've got some, I think Conchita gave us some information here. Let's talk about some other GP teams. 2021 volleyball team. Cadence Akers was District Player of the Year. Lily Stennett, District Libero of the Year. And Molly McCarter was the District Setter of the Year. All-district team was Kaylee Smith, Maddie Newman, and Bree Hooper. Lady Highlanders have been district champs 4 years in a row. So congratulations to all those players who were honored and to the Coach Hagan Sims and the 2021 volleyball team for their district championship.
And Marty, a big thanks to Principal Gary Stennett and Athletic Director Conchita Omby getting the game set up for tonight. And as always, a huge thanks to our school board members, Mike Oakley, school board chairman, John McClure, and thanks to Jack Parton for all he's done over his last 30-plus years and things he continues to do. And Marty, welcome to our new Director of Schools, Stephanie Husky. Talked to her yesterday, wished her said congratulations and good luck.
Did she say, I'm glad you retired, so you wish she wouldn't have to deal with you?
Something like that.
No, she's lucky. She's lucky you're still involved.
Marty, great coaching staffs on both teams. Coach Brad Wagner has a great track record as a head coach and as assistant coach. Has done a great job here. The improvement in this football team has been tremendous. Probably one of the most, I think we are like the 7th most difficult schedule in 3A football this year, according to the TSSAA, and certainly one of the more difficult schedules that we've had in a long time. But we got some great assistant coaches, defensive coordinator Jimmy Rowland, who used to be at Pigeon Forge, offensive coordinator Tyler Williams, running backs coach Rashid Moore, Ty Marshall, quarterback coach, who has just done a phenomenal job developing quarterbacks the last few years, and Coach Birchfield, the inside linebacker coach, along with Coach Marshall, and offensive line coach. We've got Coach Williams and Jason Schultz, and I'm sure I'm leaving somebody up, but just a great group of coaches. Paige Yates and Al Shirley, the kicking coach.
Okay, I think they signal over there. There's 10 seconds. Now they say the TV is back, so we can proceed. 2nd and 7 for Pigeon Forge. McFall, quarterback, drops back to throw, hits it in the slot. Nice pass to a wide open receiver, number 1, Bryson King for Pigeon Forge. Here's the replay. Rob, the defensive back or the safety on that side went up toward the back, coming out of the backfield, and the receiver just sat down in the zone right there.
Marty, great throw and strike. Of course, football these days, it's not just straight drop back passing, 3, 5, and 7-yard drops with classic pass protection. Most of it's in the shotgun formation, getting rid of the ball really quick.
Handoff left side, Littles into the secondary.
And one stat that surprised me looking at our defensive stats, according to the season stats, Gatlinburg-Pittman only has 4 sacks on the football season.
11-yard gain for Littles on first down, so Pigeon Forge moves the chains. First and 10 on the GP 34-yard line. Littles breaks the line of scrimmage, is tackled in the secondary after a gain of about, we'll see, looks like around 4 yards.
You see Branson James having to come over from his safety position and cover the slot, leaves Carlos Orr as the lone safety back there. He's the one that came up and made the tackle.
So a gain of 3, so 2nd and 7.
Already good-looking pair of safeties back there, Branson James and Carlos Orr. Prototype high school safeties. Houston Bird and Anthony Garcia are corners.
2 wideouts near side for Pigeon Forge and McFalls. Handoff Littles again. Runs up the middle. Has a gain of about.
Marty, great job by Pigeon Forge, double teaming the nose, pulling guys, getting on our linebacker, knocking him backwards, and pretty good job blocking by the Pigeon Forge line there.
That ended up being a gain of about about 7 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and a less than 1. Ball on GP's 25-yard line. McFalls, handoff Littles left side. He has a first down. Gain of about 5 down to the 20-yard line, where it'll be another first down for Pigeon Forge.
Marty, great job by that right guard. He just pulled and totally took Cade Simpson out of the play. Cade got a little far upfield, and Marty, if your guy disappears, you know to sit. You can't run upfield like that. And created a big running lane.
1st and 10. McFalls, handoff Littles, bobbled it. Going to be stopped after a short gain of maybe 2 yards. Will bring up a 2nd and 8. Had to double clutch that ball on the handoff.
Marty, have I ever told you how much I don't like wing tee football?
You've mentioned that maybe once or twice over the years. So Pigeon Forge, 2 wideouts far side. McFalls with Little in the backfield. Handoff to Littles, gets outside, headed for the end zone. Is going to be stopped just short, knocked out of bounds at about the.
Marty, we see our outside linebacker up there, number 52, Luke Burkett, takes a block on with his outside shoulder, loses contain, nobody else to get there. And we did not have a lot of blue jerseys flying to the football.
So, 1st and goal for Pigeon Forge from the GP 2-yard line.
See Burkett and Whitman Whaley switching sides. Those guys switched according to the
Brady Maples moves to quarterback. Handoff. And going to be down about the 1.
Marty, see number 52, Luke Burkett. He's going to fall in there and make the play. Comes out there, makes a great read. Somehow gets underneath that kick-out block.
We might have gotten a break there. I think he was on top of the GP player.
See number 22, Brady Maples, going back into the game. Of course, Brady Maples' dad's one of my all-time favorite players here. Number 45, Aaron Maples, graduated, I think, in 95.
Maples, man in motion, keeps it into the end zone. Touchdown, Pigeon Forge. Here's the replay.
And Marty, it's pretty simple. Down block, double team on your down block, pull the guards and kick out. And there's a crease there. Brady Maples read it and dove right in for the first score of the night.
So Pigeon Forge for the extra point. 15, Ab Gonzalez. Snap is down, kick is up, kick is good. So with 7:44 left to go here in the second quarter, Pigeon Forge jumps out to a 7-0 lead over Gatlinburg-Pittman.
And Marty, you have to compliment two old Gatlinburg-Pittman players, Travis Britton and Lee White. They are the offensive line coaches for Pigeon Forge High School. You see them doing a great job there. 90% of the time, those pulling guards will take you to the football. They do some false pulls, and they did it against us last year. Saw them do it several times in the film, but most of the time those guys are going to take you to the football. But, Marty, you see them pulling, and you're that outside linebacker. They're coming to trap. You have got to stuff it and not let them create that hole. We know they're getting a double team block.
Rob, my memory's not what it used to be, but I think other than maybe the Seymour game and definitely the Alcoa game, this deep into the second quarter, I don't know if GP has trailed any of their other games this year. Loudon, although they led Loudon through the first quarter.
Of course, the Highlanders are on a 5-game winning streak. They've scored a lot of points in the last 5 games. And, Marty, this is where Tegan Avera would help us. The great freshman that whose family moved here from Jacksonville, Florida this summer.
I would imagine Carlos will be one of the deep players, and maybe he'll be interesting to see if Pigeon Forge kicks.
Of course, Houston Bird will be probably the other deep guy, and he's done a great job on his kickoff
Houston,
returns.
That's right. Had a touchdown return last week.
Very first kickoff of the game against Scott County, Houston Bird took it all the way to the end zone.
And I appreciate you not making any comment about my memory when I said it wasn't what it used to be.
Well, the only reason I didn't, Marty, I don't ever remember it being very good. And Marty, see what kind of see what Kenny Ratledge is going to do here. Is he going to kick the ball or?
I've already done the volleyball one.
And Marty, that's Carlos Orr and Houston Bird back deep.
So we'll see if Pigeon Forge kicks away.
Whitman Whaley is one of the ends.
It's a high kick, going to be fielded by an up back at the 20. Back to about the 26-yard line where GP will have it 1st and 10.
And Marty, I think that's number 16, Levi Hill. And I tell you what, he takes it. And I thought he almost went down on a knee, but boy, when he does, he brings a pop with the football.
So GP put the ball in play on their own 26-yard line. 7:38 left to go here in the first half. I think the man in the slot is still open. Hill runs off the right side. Going to be a gain of about 5. Bring up a 2nd and 5.
Marty, nice job blocking up front by the Highlanders. And, of course, that Hill stuffing it in there.
Again, GP splits 2 wide outs to the far side. The man in the slot. Pass is intended for, was intended for Whaley.
Oh, Marty, it would have been
Almost
a tough catch,
caught.
but it was there. It could have been caught. Brady Hammonds just lets one go, threw it into coverage. I mean, it would have been a great catch by Whitman Whaley, but he should have had it.
So, 3rd down and 5.
That's one thing Pigeon Forge was worried about, Brady Hammonds, and throwing the football. He's got great arm strength, great accuracy. He's had a good football season. He's gotten better as the season's gone along. And you know Pigeon Forge is conscious of number 88, Reese Cole. They know where he is on the field.
And Gatlinburg-Pittman takes their 2nd time out here of the first half to make sure, time clock was running down, but Want to make sure you've got the right play call here.
And Marty, what a big play that would have been. Whitman Whaley has had a great season for the Highlanders. He's already had 14 catches for 315 yards. And Marty, he's got 22-yard average with 2 touchdowns, and that would have put it average over the top.
Right.
Of course, Brady Hammond's coming in with tonight's game. He has he's completed 73 of 127 attempts for 1,099 yards. Great stat, 15 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. Almost a 60% passer.
And well, Rob, we'll see if they make any adjustments, but the way they're defending the 2 wideouts on the far side, the slot man is basically uncovered in a 6 or 7 yard zone downfield. Let's see if they do it again. The linebacker has not been going out on him. This time he goes out a little. This time he does go out a little bit further. There's the screen to Ferguson, and he's met. Going to be stopped short of the first down.
Well, Marty, one thing that happened right there, it took so long because of the rush. It took so long for it to develop. His blocking was already downfield, and then when he caught the ball, I'm not sure he cut it up where he should have. But there were no blockers out there after he caught the ball.
So fourth
should have
down.
been a great play. And Marty, that was a pretty crucial first down for the Highlanders going into here at the end of the second quarter.
Jenrette back to punt. So far, Pigeon Forge has not really rushed. Not a good punt this time. Takes a Gatlinburg-Pittman bounce and is finally going to be dead about the Pigeon Forge 36-yard line, where they will have it 1st and 10.
And Marty, when you look at the stats of this second half, Highlanders should have points on the board because of the break that we got on the fumble punt. But 2 key stats in this game are going to be field position and time of possession. And both of those are in Pigeon Forge's favor.
.6:03 left to go in the first half.
Ferguson and Hill, Whaley and Burkett at our 4 linebackers. Lopez, Perez, and Cade Simpson as our down guys.
McFalls, handoff up the middle. 14 into the secondary. Breaks 1 tackle. Is finally brought down after about a 35-yard gain. That was number 14, Aiden Howard.
And Marty, that was just a straight dive in the A gap on the left side of their center, and we just didn't find him.
So Pigeon Forge, after the huge gain, has it 1st and 10 in GP territory, 35-yard line. 2 wideouts far side, 2 wideouts near side. McFalls in the shotgun. Little's in motion. They hand off to Howard again, I believe. He stopped after a gain of probably around 2. Let's see where they spot it.
Initial hit by number 55, Lopez, doing a great job, and he sees those guards pulling, and still too much forward progress after the hit.
Second and 7. Tyson McFall in the shotgun. Handoff right side to Howard in the secondary. First down. And right now they're having their way with GP's defense.
And say, Marty, they did a great job. We stunted to the right side, our right side of the center, and they ran it to the opposite side. Had a good play called. We just ran right by it. And Marty, we're not doing a great job tackling. We're tackling up high, not getting him backwards.
So 1st and 10, Pigeon Forge. McFalls handoff left side. Howard this time met at the line of scrimmage. Might have fallen forward for a short gain.
And Marty, we need a big play. You can just tell by the body language Pigeon Forge is taking the momentum away from us. You see number 2, McFalls, their quarterback, just has a tremendous amount of pep in his step. He's excited. He's sprinting over to the sideline, talking to their coaches, getting back in the huddle, and they're just right now they've got the wind in their sail.
2nd and 8. It does seem, looking at body language, like we lack a spark.
And, of course, that's one thing that time of possession will do to your defense. And, of course, all of our defensive players are starters on offense as well.
So play clock was running down. Pigeon Forge will take their first time out of the half with timeout. 3:28 left to go here in the second quarter. Pigeon Forge leads GP 7-0 and is driving. While we've got a second, we'll go ahead and recognize congratulations to the GP High School cross-country teams that are headed to state. Girls have won region 3 years in a row. Boys placed 4th in the region. Sam Fulton was 1st place. Adrian Hernandez 9th place. Those runners are all state individuals. Lily Stennett 3rd. Steph Johnson 6th. Tilly Trenum 10th. Individual qualifiers. Both teams will compete November 5th at the TSSAA State Championship. I think the girls might have finished 3rd in the state last year, if I remember correctly, and the boys were in the top 20, and both teams obviously looking to improve. So play about set to resume. 2nd and 8. 3 wide outs near side, single wide out far side. McFalls puts Littles in motion. Handoff goes to Howard, right side. Little bit better job by GP that time. He's tackled after about a 3-yard gain. Will make it 3rd and about 5.
And Marty, again, it's good to get Lopez back into that lineup. Him and Hill on the tackle. He had a hurt back last week. Probably could have been, was questionable, probably could have played, saved him during the Scott County game to get him ready for Pigeon Forge. You see him and Peck and Cade Simpson are our 3 down linemen.
3rd and 5. Big down. McFalls. Handoff right side, trips and falls. We'll bring up 4th and, depending on the spot, 4th and 4. And Pigeon Forge sends their field goal team in.
And Marty, another good job by Luciano Lopez. What a gang we've got coming in here, Mr. Nicely. The GP junior high basketball team's in the house with us.
So number 15, Ab Gonzalez to kick. Snaps down, kick is up. Kick is good. So, with 1:55 left to go here in the first half, Pigeon Forge jumps out to a 10-0 lead on the Highlanders.
Marty, his first kick was missed way wide. That one was a pretty good kick.
So we'll see if GP can get something done here this last minute and 55 seconds of the first half. Rob, I don't know, have we strung back-to-back first downs together in this first half yet? I don't believe we have.
Marty, 2 great football teams, 2 great coaching staffs going at each other. Great rivalry game. Gatlinburg-Pittman has got to come out early in the second half and get the momentum back.
Rob, based on Pigeon Forge's last kickoff, do you try to sneak Orr and Bird up a little bit at the last minute here?
I probably would. I think they had, maybe, no. I wouldn't think they would kick it to him anyway.
Hill makes one person miss, then is tackled at the 33-yard line where GP will have it 1st and 10. GP has one timeout left, 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go in the first half.
Marty, they are intentionally kicking the ball to Levi Hill.
Hammonds at quarterback, 2 wideouts far side. Whaley and Houston Bird. Handoff, Orr. And just cannot get outside. You'll see the replay here. Bennett Forge does a good job of stringing it out.
Did a good job stringing it out. Corner came up good and hard on run support. Brady Maples playing the football inside out. Just was nothing there for Dusor.
GP needs to have a little more sense of urgency here. Clock running. Hammonds rolls right. Hits. And that was not on Brady Hammonds. That ball was just missed by Reese. May have been looking to run before our number 3 cutting in front might have bothered him a little bit. Brings up a 3rd and 10. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass. Bird and Whaley split wide right here. Orr goes in motion. Fake the handoff to Orr. They look again. They hit Cole. And that is complete and a first down. Will move the chains. Stop the clock while the chains are moved. GP needs to be on the ball.
Nice throw and catch from Brady Hammonds to Reese Cole.
Play was out of bounds, so the clock was stopped. Okay.
And Marty, one thing, we've had people open all night, and you keep talking about our slot receiver being uncovered and open. We've just got to throw it more, throw it and catch it.
That time they came back with the same play, and this time the linebacker had Cole covered up.
And Marty, that's a big difference in Pigeon Forge's defenses this year. They can cover with their linebackers. You see Reese Cole is not open. And, of course, they can cover the flat routes as well.
.44 seconds left. GP has one timeout. 2nd and 10. Third and 10. Pass was overthrown.
And Marty, we talked about it again. The slot's wide open. I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication here. It looked like Houston Bird kind of stopped running his route.
Well, if you get too deep, the safety is there. You've got to set down in the zone at about 10 yards.
Yeah.
3rd and 10. 3 wideouts near side. Hammonds, there's the middle screen. There's a penalty on GP. It doesn't go anywhere anyway.
Big play by number 22, Brady Maples.
May have been illegal formation, GP. Let's see what they... Illegal procedure on the Highlanders. We'll bring up a... Are they going to take it? It will be 4th and 10 or 3rd and 15. They decline it. Brings up a 4th down. GP will punt. Or let me say this. It looks like a GP punt.
Marty just got to be sure and execute here. Good snap. Of course, they're in a.
This is a different punt formation. Now they come back
they're
in.
Gonna come back down. Good snap by Luke Burkett. That's all we need.
It will continue to roll toward the. And so with 20 finally down, 17 seconds left to go in the first half, Pigeon Forge will have it on their own 10-yard line. I would look for them. I don't think they'll take a knee. I think they'll run a play.
And Marty, you can just tell this the keeping a defense on the field like this, and of course that's what Coach Meadows likes to do. It's just a wing tee. He likes to get about 3 or 4 yards of carry, just pound on the defensive line, keep them on the field. And of course at our level and the roster size that we have, all of those kids are two-way players, and time of possession has been tough on them.
And they do take a knee. So we'll go to halftime with Pigeon Forge leading Gatlinburg-Pittman 10-0. And Rob, it will be an interesting halftime in the Gatlinburg-Pittman locker room, I believe.
They'll certainly have a lot to talk about.
We'll be back with second half action. You enjoy the performance of the bands, and we'll see you for the second half.
By the way, was Cody Kilburn. performance.
back here at Hammond Stadium, where at halftime, Gatlinburg-Pittman Highlanders trail the Pigeon Forge Tigers 10-0. And Rob, what do you think was the topic of conversation at halftime in the GP locker room?
Well, I'd say we just got to talk about getting the momentum back, making some big plays. One thing is on defense, not letting the pile get pushed, getting more blue jerseys on the football. But just I think they're probably going to come out in the second half and probably try to throw some intermediate routes, try to throw the ball a little bit more. But we've got to have a momentum change.
Okay, we thought we were ready to go, and they just put 2 minutes and 40 seconds back on the clock for TV. TV looks like they're interviewing Meadows down there on the field at halftime. And whatever contest the TV station has, there was a GP student that kicked about a 30-yard field goal at halftime to win the prize. Student body picked him up on their shoulders. And Rob, talking about Pigeon Forge, we talked about the first game, how important it was for them to stay ahead of the chains on first down. And by and large, they were very successful at that.
They did, and Marty, a lot of 5-yard first down plays. And again, a lot of that was just pushing the pile, momentum of the running back, and then the offensive line just kept pushing and getting yards after contact.
While we've got a minute, too, here, we'll talk about the band. GP Band recently earned 3rd place at Music in the Castle competition for Music and Color Guard. And also the Pink Roses placed at the GP Bronze Helmet at the, what would be the south, I guess, end zone, is in honor of everyone affected by breast cancer. And, of course, some of the players wearing pink shoes or pink socks, too. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
And Marty, thanks to Chrissy Hammonds for coming up with all this information and getting that to the press box for us. And Marty, a lot of folks here tonight. Huge, great student section. One of the best student sections we've had all week. Both sides of the stadium are full. Got some Marty, few old coaches hanging out around. Some great coaches. Some guys that have really contributed to this program. Of course, Coach Benny Hammonds is always here, 3rd winningest coach in the history of Tennessee high school football. He's up here, and the current junior high football coach, Bobby Owens, who has given about 22, 23 years to the community coaching football here. And, of course, our own Randall Bryan, who has, I think, 14 years junior high and maybe 2 years coaching the freshman JV team. So lots of old coaches hanging around. Happy to have those guys here with us.
Absolutely. So 15 seconds on the clock to halftime. Pigeon Forge will kick off to Gatlinburg-Pittman. The 2 times Pigeon Forge kicked off in the first half were both short kicks to Levi Hill here on this right side. He's down about the 20-yard line, deep for GP's Houston Bird and Carlos Orr. But so far, they have not kicked it deep.
And Marty wouldn't be surprised to see this one coming right back to Levi Hill.
Well, and I think that Carlos is looking like he wants to start cheating up a little bit. Here they go. GP's walking their back players up. And they kick a line drive. It's going to be fielded by Orr. There's a gap, but Pigeon Forge closes it in a hurry. So he's tackled, gets the ball back out to about the 34-yard line where Gatlinburg-Pittman will have it 1st and 10.
Marty, good strategy. Good call by Coach Brad Wagner. He's scooting those guys up. Great job by Carlos Orr handling the squib kick, and that's a hot shot coming down the 3rd baseline. Does a great job with it and had a little bit of a seam, but Pigeon Forge, great closing speed, fell off and made the tackle right there.
So GP 1st and 10, 2 wide outs far side. Hammonds, shotgun, handoff right side. Hill runs behind the line. It's going to be stopped after a gain of about 4.
And Marty, we were talking about Levi Hill. He came into tonight's game with 738 yards. And Marty, that's having a broken hand and having his hand in the cast for 3 games. He's had in spite of that, he's had a great senior year.
2nd and 6, and for momentum, it's going to be important that GP string some first downs together. Hammonds. Handoff again. Hill, right side. Finds a crease. Cuts it out, and he's going to be tackled. Depending on the spot, it's close to the first down mark. The official on this side says move the chain. So 1st and 10, Gatlinburg-Pittman.
Marty, great job blocking on that outside of the line. You see Reese Cole, Jacob Ferguson, and the tackle double teaming their defensive tackle. Reese Cole making a good kick out block, and Levi Hill getting the first down. Reese Cole has this unit's done a great job blocking the last few games.
2 wide outs. It looked like Hammonds wasn't ready for the snap. That play was messed up from the beginning. I don't know whether it was snapped early or what, but obviously Hammonds was not ready. Did a good job to keep the ball from being snapped by him.
And Marty, that one may have been snapped a little early. Also saw Levi Hill standing straight up, not ready for the play.
So a loss of about 2 will bring up a 2nd and 12.
Marty get a good first down and shoot ourselves in the foot with the 3-yard loss.
Handoff. Hill, right side again. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage is going to bring up about a 3rd and 10.
Great job by that Pigeon Forge defensive line. Number 25, Wolf, main guy on the stop that play.
Hammonds back into the huddle, brings the play. Just underway here in the 3rd quarter. Ball thrown across the middle to Bird, complete. About a 20-yard completion there to Houston Bird across the middle.
And Marty had a couple different receivers open right there, and you check your deepest receiver first, and he was open. Great job, great delivery, great throw and catch from Brady Hammonds to Houston Bird. And Houston Bird has just had a fantastic senior year. That's his 25th catch on the season for 300. He takes him over 375 yards, averaging 15 yards a catch.
So 1st and 10, GP. 2 wide outs, far side. Cole in motion. Handoff Hill, right side, runs behind Cole on the right side, and he's going to be stopped after a very little gain, if any.
Marty, I thought we had a great play like that on that. We looked like we did a great job on the point of attack. Got a great job by Perez pulling, and that's probably Brady Maples coming in from that outside linebacker position making the play.
2nd and 9. 8:38 left to go here, 3rd quarter. Hammonds in shotgun. Hill in the backfield. 2 wide outs far side. Hammonds low snap. Handles it. Looks downfield. Throws back in the middle. Complete.
And, and you know, just a great job. Great patience. You know, that Brady saw him, and he was stopped, started working his way back to the ball. That's Whitman Whaley. Looked like they had it covered, and great job being patient by Whaley and Hammonds.
That's a perfect example of the wide out helping his quarterback out, moving to an open spot, finding a spot.
First time we've called Whitman Whaley's number on offense tonight. That's his 15th catch.
So another first down for the Highlanders. 2 wide outs near side. Hammonds up the middle to Hill, I believe. Going to be a short gain. Rob, there's some hitting on the interior line on both teams. I mean, there's some physical play going on.
Marty, this is everything you want from a rivalry game. And Marty, I'm starting to see a little wind get back in the sails of the Highlander football team.
2nd and 10. Hammonds in shotgun. 2 wide outs near side. Hammonds rolls this way.
You got to get it.
And the ball looked like it slipped out of his hand. Threw it deep. Cole may have been open underneath.
Well, I was going to say we got to get this to Cole. I thought that he was open, and I thought that's who he was throwing the ball to. But I guess he was targeting Whitman Whaley.
So, brings up a 3rd and 10.
And Marty, you have to know it's a big part of Pigeon Forge's game plan is to cover Reese Cole. And there he is.
Catch up the seam. Reese Cole. Here's the replay. Just comes off the line, makes a nice little inside move.
You know, Pigeon Forge tried to hold him up with the defensive end, and the linebacker bumped him, couldn't knock him off of his route. Nice job by Reese Cole.
First and goal for the Highlanders from the 9-yard line. And again, the slot receiver is just Hill stays on his feet, gets it down to about the 6-yard line.
Good effort by Levi Hill, making a little spin move, and just that second effort moved the ball.
Rob, it's almost like they're daring you to look at that slot receiver, and they're crowding the line of scrimmage with their linebackers. Like that.
I mean, you've got to hit him right here.
Hill around the right side, cuts it up.
Touchdown.
Into the end zone, touchdown, Gatlinburg-Pittman.
Great job by Perez, left guard, and Pack, right guard. Good job on side blocking, and good job by Levi Hill stuffing it up in there. Watch number 50. If we get the replay again, we'll watch number 57, Perez, the left guard. Smallest member of that offensive line, but he does a great job. He does what Tyler Williams wants him to do.
Giesling in for the extra point attempt. Had an earlier field goal blocked. Snap it down, kick is up, kick is good. So with 6:09 left to go here in the third quarter, GP takes the kickoff for the second half, takes it straight downfield, scores the touchdown. They still trail Pigeon Forge 10-7. But Rob,
perfect snap, perfect hold, and perfect kick.
A little spark for the Highlanders, and a lot of it came with the passing game.
It did. We talked at halftime how we're going to have to throw the ball, use Brady Hammonds' talent. We've got great receivers. Try to get it up, but we've got to get it to that slot receiver. He's just basically unchallenged. And nice job. Great job scoring on the opening drive. So whatever Coach Brad Wagner and Tyler Williams and those guys talked to him about is obviously worked. Marty, just great rivalry football.
So 10-7. Highlanders trail. We have a TV timeout.
There's a good look at that offensive line. Marty, if you want to watch a well-run football practice, just come over here during the last period of the day and for about an hour afterwards on a Monday or Tuesday. And these guys can just flat out coach. One of the best high school coaching staffs that I've ever seen.
With the TV timeout, we'll take this opportunity to say GP students celebrated Red Ribbon Week this week, the fight against drugs and substance abuse. Next week, they'll participate in Health Occupation Students of America. Says they'll have a movie Monday and be ready for a surprise. So students, be ready for a surprise.
Again, thank you, Chrissy Sims, for getting that information to us.
Again, you can see these rebroadcasts of this live stream on Channel 193 Charter Cable anywhere in Sevier County, or go to GATTV, GATTV.com. You can see a replay there, and there's a lot of other material related to the school system and Gatlinburg-Pittman on GATTV.com, or you can go to YouTube and watch it. We hope you enjoy the broadcast. Shout out to some people up at the community center that watch it. Ross Wiley in the bowling center. I know that he watches when he's not too busy. And we got a text at halftime. Former Fire Chief Greg Miller and his family are watching in the Nashville area. So shout out to Greg. Good to hear from you. I was over your direction Monday night for a Doobie Brothers concert at Bridgestone Arena, which was excellent. Nice to visit that part of the state. Kickoff, Giesling booms it. Midway into the end zone, no return. Pigeon Forge will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And Marty, he absolutely crushed it. It went halfway through the end zone. What a weapon. wishes Grandpa Bill Giesling was still around to see him do that. Mr. Giesling was a typing teacher here at Gatlinburg-Pittman back when they taught typing. I'm guessing they don't teach typing anymore.
I think you do everything with your thumbs on the First and 10 for Pigeon Forge. 4 wideouts this side. There's the quick screen pass to Littles. Littles breaks a tackle and gets it out near the first down marker. Looked like they had him contained, but Littles is a dangerous runner, Rob.
Marty, they've got 4 guys wide right here and kind of a crowd. And Houston Bird rarely missing a tackle. Looked like he got his head down. And Marty, you know what happens if your head goes down, your body goes down.
2nd and 1. Pigeon Forge, same formation to the opposite side of the field this time. McFalls puts Littles in motion. McFalls, handoff Littles, left side, and he's hammered, but did he fall forward? They give him forward progress. It may be a first down. They move the chains.
I think he's already telling them to move the chains. I'm not sure about this spot. It's a great defensive effort by the Highlanders.
That spot, well, it's on the yard line. All he had to gain was a 30. 1st and 10, Pigeon Forge.
Marty, that was a great push by Pack, Cade Simpson, and onside linebacker Jacob Ferguson.
McFalls, handoff Littles, left side, nobody out there. He turns the corner. Big
and
gain
Marty,
for Pigeon Forge. Same play they ran in the first half.
That's going to be a holding. That you see Luke Burkett up there losing that outside arm, and that guy may have held him, but boy, contain is definitely a problem. I think that's going to be holding against Pigeon Forge.
Holding, Pigeon Forge will back it up 10 yards from the spot. A big break for the Highlanders. We'll make it first down and about 18 or 19. Not a situation that Pigeon Forge likes to find themselves in. McFalls, shotgun, man in motion. They fake the handoff. They throw out in the flat. There's another play they ran in the first half. He stepped out of bounds short of the first down marker. Rob, they ran that same play in the first half. Second and 2.
Marty, good play by the Highlanders. Got to get those.
By Pigeon Forge.
I meant by the Pigeon Forge. Got to get those outside linebackers covering that route.
McFalls, man in motion, handoff up the middle.
Now, Marty, that's the way to throw yourself in there on defense. Watch number 55, Luciano Lopez. He's the defensive tackle. He gets a great read. I mean, boy, he puts a pop on it right there. Then we've got 5 or 6 other Highlanders just covering it up.
And they move the chains. They give him the yard line.
And, Marty, that's 2 close ones.
So 1st and 10, Pigeon Forge. And this is what Pigeon Forge wants to do. GP would love to get their hands back on the ball real quick with the momentum that they had. But Pigeon Forge, this is their 2nd or 3rd first down here. McFalls, handoff, right side. There's an opening. Littles knocked out of bounds after a gain just short of the first down mark. He's out at about the 49 where it'll be 2nd and 1.
And Marty, just basic wing T blocking right there. Just down block on the tackle, kick out on the outside linebacker. The other guard, pulling guard, fills up and tries to find the onside inside backer, and a big 9-yard first down play for Pigeon Forge.
Second and 1. McFalls in shotgun. Handoff, Littles again. First down. Pigeon Forge just methodical on this drive.
You see the down blocks right there. Down block, kick out. Good job come by Kuba Pack coming off the nose and making a tackle. Pigeon Forge really attacking the edge. Of course, Gatlinburg-Pittman in a 3-man front. Marty, it's hard to find. It's hard to go with an even front and find 4 defensive linemen.
And Pigeon Forge shortening the game right now, keeping it on the ground, methodical. They've had the ball almost 4 minutes here on this drive. Handoff, Littles, right side. Started up the middle, broke outside a little bit. Going to be stopped short of the first down. Gain of about 4. Bring up a 2nd and 6.
Good hustle by Luciano Lopez and Colton Simpson.
Rob, they've done a good job getting to the second level and handling our linebackers too. We haven't called our linebackers' name on a whole lot of tackles tonight. McFalls. There was a flag.
And Marty, that's true. And
they're going to say delay, I think.
Of course, one thing that really would help us against this wing T is to get a little more penetration, knock those pulling guards off their course. I mean, anytime you play a wing T team, you want to try to get penetration. But when you only got 3 down, you got 3 down linemen.
So it makes it 2nd and 10 for Pigeon Forge. Man in motion. McFalls. Handoff, Littles, right side again. They cave the right side. And Littles gets about 5 of the 10 yards. We'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
Marty Levi Hill, inside linebacker on that play. You see him, he just stepped past the football, let it cut right up inside of him. Played the football inside out.
Actually, 3rd and 4 yards, we'll call it. Big 3rd down play here for GP. Need a stop. 2 wideouts far side for the Pigeon Forge. Single wideout near side. McFalls looks to the sideline. They're going to take a timeout.
Highlanders have Reese Cole in the game at outside linebacker now, number 88.
Pigeon Forge is going to make sure they have the call they want here on this big 3rd down. Pigeon Forge would love to get the first down here and to run the quarter out and maintain possession, keep it out of GP's hands.
No doubt it is a big play.
As we mentioned earlier, the team that wins tonight will host the first-round playoff game. Team that loses will be traveling to either West Green or Chucky Doak next week.
Good look at the Highlanders defense walking back out to the football.
And I think the reason you don't want to finish 3rd is the payoff for you is even if you go up there and win that first-round game, you got Alcoa 2nd round, I believe. 3rd and 4. Big 3rd down. McFalls. They go unback. Now they just change formation. Handoff Littles off the right side, and he's going to have the first down and more. They basically run the same play about 3 or 4 times in a row, Rob.
And Marty, the Highlanders just getting blocked. They have got to run with those pulling guards, get a little more penetration, but it really putting a lot of pressure on Lopez. I mean, he's getting double teamed, he's getting down blocked.
1st and 10, Pigeon Forge.
And the outside linebacker reads that. I mean, he just needs to just stuff that pulling guard.
Littles again, this time tackled for basically maybe a gain of 1. We'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Great job by number 50, Kuba Pack. Marty, a little bit different defensive alignment right there. It looked like our defensive tackle had moved down to a 3 technique on the guard.
Pigeon Forge taking plenty of time each snap. Looks like they're going to run out the 4th quarter here, and GP will only get 1 possession in the 3rd quarter. Handoff Littles, left side. Going to bring up another big 3rd down, but that 3rd down is going to take place in the 4th quarter. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Pigeon Forge 10, Gatlinburg 7. Gatlinburg-Pittman scored on their only offensive possession of that quarter, and Pigeon Forge has run the clock out. And we'll have it 3rd and 5 as we get ready to start the 4th quarter.
And Marty, it's the key possession in this game is going to be, or the key stat in this game is going to be time of possession. And that's just kind of what their strategy is to keep the football, get about 3 to 4 yards a carry, just pound and pound and pound. And, of course, with two-way players, you know, our defensive guys are going to have, when we do get the ball, we're going to have to flip right over and play offense.
We do have another television timeout. We'll talk about, obviously, if GP is able to win this game, we will be back here next week broadcasting from the Mike Buffelton press box. We saw the sign up on the door now that has it officially designated the Michael Buford Health press box. We like that, but if we win, if we come back and win tonight, we'll be here next week. If not, we'll be on the road, and you'll have to check the Gatlinburg-Pittman website for any broadcast information on that.
Marty, what a great rivalry game. Both teams, the cross-county rivals, or as I guess they call it now, the Battle of the Tunnel. Both teams coming in at 6-3, 3-1, and pretty evenly matched. And what a great football game. And at this point, this is the 4th quarter, the last quarter these seniors will ever play. It might come down to just who wants it the most.
Well, obviously GP has to get a stop. If Pigeon Forge is able to go down here and score a touchdown, it's a 2-score game. It would take 2 touchdowns from GP. If they can hold them to a field goal, touchdown and extra point, you still win. You're still ahead. But you got to get them stopped first. Rob, looking out here, what a campus with the high school, the junior high, the community center, the Rocky Top Sports World. It's quite a complex here now.
Marty, I saw an aerial photo of it. I follow Coach Wagner on Twitter. If you're not following him, you should. Posts really inspirational stuff every day, and he had one picture, said this is why we call it the mountain thicket. And, you know, of course, the canopy is so dense around here you can't see the houses, and it just looks like a football field right in the middle of the forest.
So TV commercial is about over. He's showing 10 seconds. Now wind the clock. So 3rd and 5, first play of the 4th quarter. A huge 3rd down for Gatlinburg-Pittman. Needs a stop. Only one wide out split. There's a touchdown, Pigeon Forge.
Well, Marty, I'm not sure why we were lined up like that on defense. I mean, we did not have anybody over the offensive tackle and tight end. We had our tackle down on our guard, and the next player on defense was outside of the split. There's nobody over on that side of the defense. And, Marty, I would have to say we had some kids that lined up wrong there.
I think so. That was definitely a misalignment. There's no way that a coach would call that alignment, leave that open. Snap is down, kick is up, kick looks good, it is good. So with 11:53 left to go in the fourth quarter, Pigeon Forge scores on their first play from scrimmage in the fourth quarter to go up and lead GP by 10, 17-7. They'll be kicking off to Gatlinburg-Pittman here. Gatlinburg-Pittman cannot waste a possession now, Rob.
And Marty, this is time to get it in the gear and for Brady Hammonds to get the football to some of his playmakers, Reese Cole, Houston Bird, and Carlos Orr.
Whit Whaley.
We've handed the ball off on a couple of sweeps or jet sweeps to Carlos Orr. Have we thrown the ball down the field to him?
So it's a two-score game now. GP trailing by 10. Pigeon Forge will kick off.
Marty, Pigeon Forge has not kicked it deep all night. They've two squib kicks and kicking it short to our fullback.
Looks like they're going to, I think they'll walk Houston and Carlos, so I think they'll walk them up again. Right now they're on the 15-yard line. Yes, they walk them up. There's the kick now. They kick deep into the end zone. GP will have it on the 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Marty, here we go. One big quarter of football left. And, of course, a lot of these guys know each other, and probably a lot of them will stick around these two communities for the rest of their lives, and this will be for bragging rights for a lot of them. See Cade Simpson coming up to the football. He's had a great career here, great senior year.
So 1st and 10 GP. Hammonds in the shotgun. Two wide outs far side. Hammonds rolls, looks that way. Pitches the ball forward, incomplete pass out of bounds. It will be 2nd and 10.
Marty, it looked like a little pass interference possible over there.
.11:47. Clock stopped with the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Hammonds looks that way, throws it in the slot to Whaley, who makes the safety miss. Then he's run down from behind, but big play on 2nd down from the Highlanders. They'll have it 1st and 10 at midfield.
Marty, great play. We've been looking to get Whitman Whaley involved, come out and trips. He's the wide receiver. Beats his man, makes Brady Hammond sees it, gets rid of the football right at the right minute. Great throw and catch. Whitman Whaley showing a little athleticism, breaking a tackle.
So 1st and 10, GP. Hammonds rolls right. Looks downfield, throws across the middle. It's going to be almost intercepted. Ball was thrown a little bit late.
And Marty, that's a scary one. Looks like he was trying to get the ball to number 2, Deuce Orr.
Rob, I'd love to see Deuce on just a go here in a minute. They're guarding him. There's no way the safety can get over there and help him on that far side. Again, incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Marty, good job by the Highlanders offensive line. That's about as long as you can expect somebody to pass protect.
Rob, and even this early, is this 2-down territory?
I don't think 4th and 10 at midfield is. Not with 11 minutes left to play.
2 wideouts both sides for GP. Snap goes back to Hammonds. Looks downfield. And there's a flag, maybe roughing the quarterback, roughing the passer. We'll see here. It was thrown late, and I think that's going to be a roughing the passer if it's not a hold on GP.
Great job pass protection.
Definitely a roughing the passer.
Yep. On number 25, Wolf.
Took 2 full steps after the ball was gone. It's one of those. Did he call 2?
And Marty, no doubt this Pigeon Forge crowd's going to come unglued on this.
Personal foul. Gatlinburg-Pittman roughing the passer, so there'll be offsetting penalties. Offsetting penalties, personal foul against GP, personal foul against Pigeon Forge. Replay 3rd down.
Marty thought the Highlanders were going to get a big break there. I didn't see who the personal foul was against. Roughing the passer was pretty obvious.
So 3rd and 10. Two wideouts both sides. Hammonds, low snap, picks it up, looks downfield. There's a man wide open, Hill in the middle. Now another flag gets thrown. That's going to be a hold on GP, I believe.
There's a flag downfield as well. We've got a receiver on the ground.
Maybe offsetting again. Oh, I see. I see who they called the hold on.
And that might be a targeting call against Pigeon Forge, helmet to helmet on Whitman Whaley, who is still down on the field.
We'll see what they come up with here. Hold on GP. Personal foul, targeting against Pigeon Forge. Offset.
Marty, one thing I hadn't mentioned, great job by Ryan Desir as our PA. He fills in for Mike Warner this year.
It looks like Levi may have a concussion.
Marty, that's Whitman Whaley.
Whitman Whaley, I mean.
And Marty, it was definitely helmet to helmet. Don't know if it was intentional. but he had already been hit, and he was kind of bent over, and another kid came in from behind and helmet to helmet. See Gatlinburg-Pittman, Colt Jenkins, and getting Whitman off the, and boy, he's definitely looking woozy, Marty. I would say you're right. Whitman Whaley's been a phenomenal player for the Highlanders this year, and he was just getting cranked up. That was his second catch of the night.
So
his dad, Hambone Whaley, played for us back in the 90s. Another great GP player.
This will be our third play on 3rd down and 10 after 2 offsetting penalties.
And, of course, we made first downs on both plays. There's just been offsetting penalties. Marty, see number 2, Dusor right here on the numbers.
Throw it. It's throwing across the middle. Going to bring up a 4th down. 4th and 10. GP needs 2 offensive possessions if they punt the ball, and based on the last time, I don't know if they feel comfortable that they're going to stop. It looks like right now GP's going to go for it.
Marty, we're down to 12 seconds on the shot clock, or the play clock.
And they call, go ahead and take the timeout. Coach Wagner did not want to take the timeout. But, Rob, that's always a concern when your quarterback goes to the sideline each play and gets the play and has to run it back in.
You know, I've had a lot of people ask me about that this year, why coaches are doing that now. You know, you see trends. You see, you know, I remember a few years ago everybody was holding up signs, calling the plays from the sideline, holding up false signs, and it seemed like every play we've seen in the last year or two, the quarterbacks are running all the way to the sideline.
Yeah, Pigeon Forge at McFalls is going to the sideline every play tonight and getting the play.
Of course, the one advantage there is your coach gets to talk to your quarterback before every play and tell him what he wants, and there is not going to be a miscommunication. You know, you always, if you're running the play in with a receiver or a running back, you always take that chance. Or if you signal it in.
Now there's also a TV timeout now, so we have a couple of minutes. We will mention that, and Randall Bryan came up with this stat, since these districts were set up in 2018, the upper East Tennessee teams that we play in the first round of the playoffs have not won a single game against the teams in our region.
Marty got some good coaches on the sideline. Coach Scott Meadows, he has a state championship as a head coach in Tennessee. Our coach, Coach Brad Wagner, has been to 2 state championships. One as a head coach, one as a defensive coordinator. Was runner-up in both of those games, but lots of experienced coaches on both of these sidelines.
We'll see if after this time, if GP goes for it on 4th down or whether they send the punt team in. I think it's borderline. Rob, I agree with you. You would think that that's too early, but needing 2 possessions and knowing how much time Pigeon Forge ran off the clock the last time, you may have the thought that you're not going to get 2 more possessions.
Marty, that's obviously what we're thinking here.
GP.
And Marty, we've got 3 great receivers on the bottom, and we got Branson James, lone receiver on the other side, who's a good receiver. Got lots of targets to go to.
Hammonds drops back, looks downfield, throws to Dusor. It's going to be in and out of his hands, incomplete. It looks like he might have been out of bounds anyway. So Pigeon Forge will take over on downs, 1st and 10 at midfield. And GP has to have a stop here.
Marty, I think that one would have been out of bounds even had he caught it. Marty, you know, still plenty of time. You can't let those guys give up. You got to keep them pumped up, try to get them to get a turnover. See number 52, Luke Burkett, in the game for Whitman Whaley. Reese Cole in his position at outside linebacker.
McFalls, handoff, right side. Howard powers up. See where they spot him. They're going to give him a gain of about 7 yards on first down. We'll bring up a second and about 3.
Marty, looking back, I think it would have helped the Highlanders to have played Hampton 2 weeks ago. Hampton's a big, strong, pounding team.
Second and 3. McFalls in shotgun. Handoff. Littles turns the corner. Gets out of bounds. First down. In the neighborhood of where you would think it was a hold. Hold against Pigeon Forge. Be 10 yards from the spot. Hold occurred behind the line of scrimmage, so it's going to make it about second and 13. That's a break for the Highlanders. They've got to have a stop here and get the ball back.
And Marty, this is where those seniors just need to really dig down deep and make some plays. One thing that we're doing different here, we've kind of got our outside linebackers a couple of yards off the ball, off the line of scrimmage. We've got 4 down linemen, so we've changed our defensive front a little bit.
Throws.
Almost.
That could have been a huge, huge turnaround.
And, Marty, I think this is going to help us right here, bringing in that 4th down lineman. See Perez in the game. Oh, I thought we had a play there.
Clock stops with the incompletion. 3rd down and 13.
Good job moving the line. Good pressure. Good job of those defensive linemen getting their hands up.
So McFalls. And there's a timeout asked for before the snap by Coach Meadows. Calls McFalls over. So with timeout, 9:22 left to go. They actually should put a second or two back on the clock, I think. But Pigeon Forge will have it 3rd and 13.
Interesting, 3rd and 13. Pigeon Forge coming out 2 tights, double wing. Of course, you know, one thing is, you know, these, wing T teams, I mean, he's got some pretty creative formations for a wing T team.
The other thing, Rob, they might run the ball 2 plays, run the clock. GP's got to have 2 possessions. I mean, rather than throw a pass and risk an incompletion when stopping the clock, run the clock. We'll see what they do here when they come back. I don't think Pigeon Forge has had to punt a single time tonight, now that I think about it. 3rd, 13. McFalls. Snap. Handoff. Littles, right side. Going to be stopped. Doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 4th down. Clock running. It looks like they are going to punt. Try to pin GP deep in their own territory. Or will drop back for GP. Watching Pigeon Forge's punter in warm-ups, he was sort of hit and miss. He hit some really nice ones, and then he would hit some 15, 20-yard shanks.
Marty Orr seems awfully tight.
Kick is away. It's up. Not very long. Off the side.
Ooh.
Going to be down at the 34-yard line. Punt of about 18 yards. So GP will have relatively good field position. 34-yard line, 1st and 10. 8 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. GP has 2 timeouts left. Hammonds brings the play in. Three wide outs this side, 2 the far side. There you go. He found Orr open. Orr needs to get upfield, get the first down. There was a face mask, so GP's going to have 15 yards tacked on to that.
Marty, who was the face mask against?
I thought that he grabbed Carlos's face mask. Pigeon Forge was clapping though, but I think he got Carlos's face mask. Yeah, he did. I mean, Carlos
had his face mask. Nice job by Carlos Orr. We've been calling his number all night. Of course, coming into the game, I'm sure Pigeon Forge just got their hands full covering 4 of our really good receivers.
1st and 10 GP. Hammonds drops back. Looks downfield, throws it to Cole. Cole is open. Runs over one player. He's finally tackled at about the 21-yard line where GP will have it 1st and 10.
Nice job, Brady Hammonds. Nice job. Great job pass protection. And, Marty, did you see Reese Cole just lower the boom on this defensive back after he caught the ball? You see Reese, he's coming from the inside slot there, running just a basic drag pattern. The official screened the receiver, and Reese Cole just lowered the boom on these 2 guys.
Clock running, 7:53. GP breaks a huddle. 3 wide outs, far side, 2 the near side. Hammonds takes a snap. Throws it to Orr. Orr is brought down from behind at the 10-yard line with the first down. It will be 1st and goal, GP.
Nice throw and catch. Deuce Orr, we're hitting these crossing routes, Marty, and hitting the ball underneath. Good job by Brady Hammonds running Deuce Orr down. Nice throw and catch. Ball was a little bit behind. Deuce did a great job going back and catching it. And
GP's offensive line right now doing a pretty good job giving Hammonds time to throw. There's a snap. Hammonds throws across the middle to Deuce Orr. He's not able to break a. That could have been a flag. It looked like a.
And Marty, he was down, and the guy kind of speared him in the back after he was down. It would have been a close call.
Orr's tackled at the 5. It was a spear for sure.
Yeah, should have been a flag.
And 6:49 left to go. 2nd and goal from the 5.
Marty, Brady Hammonds looking great in the 4th quarter.
Slot receiver again. There they jump out on him finally.
Brady should just pull that one down and run it. And that was just almost an interception.
Clock is stopped with the incompletion. Will bring up a 3rd and 5. And Rob on 4th down. You've got to have 2 scores. Do you kick the field goal? It's 2 scores. I think you almost have to kick the field goal if you don't get in here on 3rd down.
Well, that's 3 sure points, and of course the last field goal attempt was blocked, or the last.
But you've got to have 2 scores. If you don't come away with points here, it's over with. Hammonds throws in the end zone too. Touchdown, Gatlinburg-Pittman.
And Marty, great timing. Hammonds that time threw the ball as soon as Bird went into his break. I mean, it could not have been timed better, could not have been thrown better. Threw it over the corner, and Houston Bird went up and made a great catch. Nice job, offensive line. Watch Brady. As soon as he goes into his break, he throws the ball and puts it right on the money. Nice throw and catch.
So, GP, big extra point here. Snaps down, kick is up, kick is good. So, with 6:22 left to go in the game, it's a one-score game. Pigeon Forge leads 17-14.
And Marty, the GP crowd is back into it. The Highlanders showing a little pep in their step, and great job. Great job by the Highlander offense. Great job by Coach Brad Wagner and Tyler Williams and the other coaches. But, Marty, it was the players that executed it. Nice job.
So, on what was an essential scoring drive for GP puts 7 on the board, trails by 3 with 6:22. Here's the replay again. And, Rob, we've talked all night about how the way Pigeon Forge was covering that slot receiver, that there's something there maybe.
And Marty, if you need a play, there's a lot of guys on this team that you can count to, but I guarantee you, if you really need a play, these coaches are going to think, let's go to our senior leaders, and Houston Bird's one of them. Reese Cole. I mean, what a play by Houston Bird. What a great career he's had. I saw his mother the other night and told her how great he's been playing, how much I've enjoyed watching him play. And she, of course, is Miss Vicki Bird, assistant principal at Caton's Chapel.
So Gatlinburg-Pittman to kick off. Gatlinburg-Pittman to start the game. Pooch kicked, but then they let Giesling kick away last time, and he put it 5 yards deep in the end zone.
And the wind has died. Wind shouldn't be a factor.
Kick is up. It's high. Did not go into the end zone.
Oh.
And GP lets a guy.
Oh, what a great opportunity GP had there.
Credit for Pigeon Forge, but they had him hemmed in about the 10-yard line and brings the ball out to the 31 where Pigeon Forge will have it 1st and 10.
Oh, what a break that we almost had there.
Here you see the replay. It looks like right there was a.
Just didn't close in on the football. About half the guys. Marty, one thing you tell you is just never run by the football. On kickoff, we had several guys that ran by it, and then guys that didn't converge. And oh, what a great opportunity that was for the Highlanders.
So, GP wants the football back. Pigeon Forge wants to grind it out. 1st and 10. Handoff Littles. And he gets about 5 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 5. I doubt whether you're going to see the ball in the air from Pigeon Forge.
Well, we certainly need a turnover here. Marty, we're sticking with that 4-down lineman, more likely to get a little penetration out of this.
Littles is hit in the backfield, but breaks free into the secondary. Big gain, has blockers, runs through one tackle, is finally brought down after a huge gain. There is a flag back at the 44-yard line, and Pigeon Forge is walking back. Here's the call. Hold, Pigeon Forge. The spot was downfield. It's going to make it 2nd and still about 5 probably. Let's see where they step it off from. No, it's going to make it 2nd and.
Here's the replay.
2nd and 9. Clock running, 5 minutes and 17 seconds. And GP sort of leaves the slot receiver uncovered here. Now man in motion. That was a great call. GP misaligned, but now there's another flag. And I believe that one is on Pigeon Forge. The problem is that we're losing about 25, 30 seconds on each one of these penalties.
And Marty, what's just blocking the back?
Chop block. So that's a big one.
Well, Marty, the Highlanders are getting the breaks what we need.
About a 2nd and 20. Clock is running. There's the pass deep on a give and go. Didn't complete. And then they throw it.
No way. That was after the ball had hit the ground when they called that. The contact happened after the receiver missed the ball. And that's going to be an automatic first down, ball across midfield.
Here comes the replay.
That was not pass interference. You see Branson James, great coverage right there. The ball was on the ground, and he just barely hit him with his hand. And, Marty, that's what you call a makeup call. That is terrible. Absolutely a terrible call.
Well, it may not be an automatic. They're stepping it off.
Marty, that
high
was
school
just
ball, it may not be. It still makes it 2nd and 5 instead of 20. That was a terrible, terrible call.
Marty, instead of 3rd and 20, now it's
handoff, right side. Still going to be short. Will be a 3rd and 1.
And Marty, this is going to be a short yard.
Yep.
Marty, you've got to get some penetration here, and we've got to get both linebackers involved in stopping the run.
Handoff Littles. He was hitting the backfield.
Oh!
Falls forward, gets the first down.
And Marty, we had him behind the line of scrimmage, and they're forward progress all night, and Jacob Ferguson benches 330 pounds, and the guy just absolutely ran through him. And Marty, that could have been the break, and that was a tough one.
1st and 10, 3:15, clock runs. Pigeon Forge is going to milk the play clock. Gatlinburg-Pittman has 2 timeouts left, but they have to get, GP obviously has to have a stop. Got to take some chances on defense. We'll bring up a 2nd, and GP takes 1 timeout. Going to bring up a 2nd and 8. Clock is stopped with 2:55 left to go in the ball game.
Marty had players in the right places, had the chance to stop him behind the line of scrimmage. And in my opinion, that's been the big difference in the ball game tonight it's just their forward progress after contact.
And, Rob, that's something that you've seen now in the pro game, college game. Years ago it wasn't allowed, but now you get in pile, line up, and push just as hard as you can.
Yeah. Of course, it's still a great tight ball game right down to the wire. Well coached, well played.
Again, thank our sponsors, Greenbrier Bee Company, Ripley's Aquarium, Smart Processing, for their sponsorship, helping make these broadcasts possible. There's a lot of people across the board that do an awful lot to make these broadcasts possible. Play set to resume. 2nd and 8. GP handoff right side. And still fell forward for a good 2 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Rob, I'll say Littles finishes a run as good as anybody I think we've seen this year.
I agree with you. Runs low, runs behind his pads, keeps his legs driving.
3rd and 2. Obviously, ball game maybe right here. Handoff, 1st down, Pigeon Forge. GP has 1 timeout left, but Pigeon Forge can almost run the clock out here. Rob? Well, we'll wait just a minute here. Boy, fumble would be nice here. Second down. GP takes their final timeout. 1:35 left to go. 30. 60. GP, I think the best they can do now is get it back with about 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. Rob, hard-fought game.
Definitely a hard-fought game. Great hustle, both teams. Great coaching, both teams. Pigeon Forge got the momentum, really took it to them the first half. Looked like Gatlinburg-Pittman was going to do what it took to come back and win the second half. And
a misalignment on a play, first play of the 4th quarter. Pigeon Forge went about 35 yards untouched for a touchdown. But GP came back, scored again, got it to within the 1 score. 2nd and 7, 1:35. GP is out of timeouts. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3, but the clock will run. They can Pigeon Forge injury. So with timeout, 1:18 left to go. Clock will start on the official's motion, I think. 25 seconds on the play clock.
Marty, sure hate to see anybody get hurt at any time, but especially this point of the game going into the playoffs.
So as we mentioned earlier, unless something miraculous happens in the last 1:18 seconds, it looks like GP will be going on the road to play the winner of the Chucky Doak and West Green game. Pigeon Forge will be at home playing the loser of the Chucky Doak and West Green game. For information on broadcast next week, you'll have to check with the Gatlinburg-Pittman website. Oh, and that is their
Marty,
stud running back.
That's their running back.
I did not see at that end of that play what might have. I hope it is not a knee. He's not putting any weight on that leg.
Marty's been a great group of seniors. Enjoyed watching these kids play over the last 4 years, watching them grow, develop, turning into great players. Wish them luck if they go on and try to play at the next level or whatever they decide to do.
And Pigeon Forge, and I believe they're still going to be short of the first down mark, but GP cannot stop the clock. It'll be 4th down. About a 13-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. Pigeon Forge will go to 7-3 overall, 4-1 in the region. GP will fall to 6-4 overall, 3-2 in the region. But there's football left to be played next week. I think Meadows will call a timeout. Yes, he'll call a timeout right before the play clock. They'll snap the ball one time and the ball game will be over. Rob, like any rivalry game that two teams are pretty evenly matched, little things decide a ball game. And tonight, Pigeon Forge did what they wanted to do on the ground, kept ahead of the chains, had a lot of 5- and 6-yard runs on first down, was able to maintain possession, keep the clock running, and limit Gatlinburg-Pittman's offensive possessions.
And Marty, that's true. We did play a better second half than we did the first half. Pigeon Forge, a couple breaks we didn't take advantage of. The fumbled punt
early in the game
that we should have got a score of. The kickoff where the kid fielded the ball on about the 2-yard line and we didn't make the tackle down in the hole. Block field goal. Difference in the game right there.
Well, there's a snap. Brady Maples takes it. First down. Wouldn't have mattered. Pigeon Forge going to come away with the big win. So, GP will go on the road next week, play the winner of the Chucky Doak West Green game. Check the GP website for any broadcast information. I don't think we'll be traveling up there next week, but there'll be a radio broadcast hopefully. Just check on the GP High School website. We hope you've enjoyed the live stream games this year. We've enjoyed bringing them to you. Gotten a lot of positive comments from people all over the state and actually some people all over the country. We'll be ready for basketball season here. Will be coming up pretty soon, and Kevin and I will see you when basketball starts. But we've enjoyed it. Didn't end the way that we wanted it to, but sometimes that happens. Both teams played hard. It was a good ball game. We'll move on to next week in the playoffs and see what happens. So, for Kevin Tierney, for Tana Trenum, for Randall Bryan, and for Rob Younger, this is Marty Nicely saying good night from Hammond Stadium.